Hello, beautiful and handsome friend. I'm going to be doing this collective read for anyone who steps into this message. Feel like you were guided here. It did not pop up for any reason. There's a specific reason for you. Your guides brought you here. Your intuition, your higher self wanted you to see this message. This is a message that you've been looking for. For some of you, it's been all day. Others of you, it's been weeks or months, or for some of you, even years. This is going to be confirmation of something that you may already know, something that you may be having some type of hunch about or clue to, but needing to get a full understanding as to what that is to the signs you've been seeing. Let's see. I hope you guys are vibing high. I'm sending you all positive energy, love, and light. We got Mirror Mirror. That's been coming out lately. I've been seeing somebody who's been facing themselves. You could be reflecting back to people in relationships or friendships or business relationships. Whoever's been around you, for some of y'all more frequently than others, you've making them become more self-aware. I feel like you making someone step into the mirror and look at themselves. I feel like you choosing to be situationally single and you friend zone someone who needs to evaluate themselves, somebody who needs to get to know themselves better and do better when it comes to connections. I feel like you know that you run a strict program and you have high boundaries, and there's just certain things that you just cannot accept or allow in your life with the frequency that you're at and the journey you've been on, how long it's taking you to get there. I feel like for some of y'all, you gone with the wind. I feel like you could be going too far ahead from somebody who's just now seeing themselves and really taking a look in the mirror and evaluating that it's they self that they need to work on. And for some of you, a few of you though, who could be in your south node and just getting to know yourself and awakening, you could be looking at yourself and you could be choosing to be situationally single, meaning you're choosing to be by yourself. You're choosing your own solitude to heal, to, get to know yourself better, to change the things within time, really work on the things that you feel like have kept you in a low vibing space or connected to people who you know are not for your highest good, who you know you shouldn't be around, and who you know more than likely you're wasting your time with, that is not going to go anywhere with this friendship, with this business connection. Somebody may not, be business savvy anyway, or they may not have the right etiquettes. They may not take themselves seriously. I feel like when I say that, that's someone who may not carry themselves with etiquettes, or I feel like somebody don't dress professionally in a business setting. For those of you who are in a relationship, you're dealing with somebody who doesn't take accountability, or really who wasn't looking at themselves. Or for some of y'all, this was you who needed to look at yourself as well. Maybe you and someone else, for me to switch it up and talk about someone again. I feel like you may have resented someone, or you may have known that it was both of y'all. It wasn't just you understand that, and I feel like you mean that sincerely, that it took both of y'all to get to where you are, or where they are. And I feel like no matter what, it's not you guys being together. At the bottom of the deck is being at a crossroads. All right. I feel like for some of y'all, or I mean at the top of the deck, because at the bottom is situational single. But at the top of the deck is crossroads and having to make an important choice. One that's going to be life changing. For some of y'all, you having to tap into your wisdom. 414 is there on the timer when I first looked up from the card. So I feel like for some of y'all protected, y'all being guided while y'all going through and going into this change. For some of y'all going through a portal. For some of y'all, it's a spiritual awakening. Others of y'all, somebody else that you was connected to is doing the same thing. I feel like somebody gotta choose a road, and one of the roads is more narrow than the other one. I feel like the right decision is to choose the road that's more narrow, but somebody could be conflicted right now. I feel like they're going towards the road that's more narrow, but they know that, you know, They trying to evaluate, are they really ready for this role? Are they really worthy? Okay, this could even be you for some of y'all. All right. Yeah, like I was saying, y'all got boundaries. Somebody at a crossroad, I feel like they got to change in order to catch up with y'all, or to keep y'all, or something like that. Somebody is going to have to choose the road that's narrow, because for some of y'all, you already took the path. You already along the journey. You already well off in the wilderness along this path, looking from the start of where they're at towards you. You're so far ahead. My left ear is itching. I feel like your guides are wanting you to to basically keep up your boundaries. For some of y'all, somebody catfished y'all. I'm talking about somebody who, when you first start dealing with them, you thought they was one way, and you learned to find out that this was somebody totally different. You could have met them online. For some of you, others of y'all, it's just like somebody may have had on a lot of makeup when y'all met them, and they're just not that. Somebody else may have pretended to have some type of like business or something, or a job that they really don't have. Y'all are overnight success though. This gonna happen quickly for some of y'all. Y'all could be down on your luck, or seemingly have been for a while now. Could have been throughout this year, but you got a bag that's being secured. And for some of y'all, this may have already happened. So take it as a resonate, depending on where you're at on your timeline. But I feel like y'all seeing some rapid success, and I feel like y'all, something about notoriety. Y'all gonna be noticed or well known or something for something that you're doing. For some of y'all, it could have been that you have to come to a crossroads on like choosing yourself, okay? Looking at yourself and deciding like the partners or the people who you were entertaining, they weren't for you. And then especially if somebody lied about who they were with this catfish, and then it turns out that somebody was really just playing games and being deceptive and didn't have this confidence in order to come to you, in order to be with you. They didn't come to you in the right way, in the right manner. They may have made it look like they keep themselves together, well groomed online if you met them online, or they made it seem like they a respectful person in person, somebody who's well mannered, a gentleman or a lady, very classy. But somebody is not that, and you found that out. You could be leaving somebody on red, and y'all could be getting to y'all bag. Okay, y'all leaving somebody alone who y'all feel like they wasn't being honest with y'all, was sugarcoated, and who y'all was in a situational ship with, who for some of y'all, it could have been an energy vampire who it was hard for you to get out of this situation with, but in divine timing you did. Okay, you got a soul contract coming in. It's gonna bring you a big break. Okay, with whoever this person is that you put into I feel like a friend zone, who need to work on their inner child or something like that. They may need to take care of themselves more, or they could be pampering themselves more. Somebody may be recharging, trying to come back better. Somebody could be like looking at your messages, or you could be looking at theirs and not really responding. Somebody ain't responded to a person's message. All right. But I feel like this is somebody who's not busy. They're more so looking at themselves and evaluating the situation, what's been going on. And they feel like they messed up. Somebody feel like y'all gone for good. I'm seeing at the bottom of the deck with the tarot, the 8 of Cups. So somebody feels like you done for good. I'm seeing at the top of the deck, the 3 of Swords. Okay, Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio, Aquarius, Gemini, Libra. These could be placements of yours, or one placement could be yours, and another placement could be the person that you dealing with. And that could be whoever comes to mind, the first person who comes to mind. For some of y'all, this could be 2 people. A person who you walked away from, situational ship, and then another person who you could have been in trying to take serious, who you may have met online, and then you found out that they was a catfish. Couldn't take that serious either. But you got somebody who's in your life who you have to walk away from. It could have been a codependent situation when it came to finances. Maybe somebody you may have shared finances with, lived with, and if not lived with, y'all just make sure each other is good, or they may have been making sure you were good, or vice versa. This who you walking away from. Somebody heart is broken. We got the Ace of Wands here. Justice is coming though with the Star. Y'all chosen. Y'all don't got to worry about being sad with the Five of Cups in reverse because y'all got a Hierophant. Y'all got for some of y'all a contract with the Most High. Others of y'all got a high level contract coming in, a marriage coming in with somebody who can't take y'all walking away from them. They obsessed with you. Could be a Capricorn. You could be someone who don't have kids with someone, but they want to move forward with you and take things to the next level. All right. After a tower took place, now somebody feels like y'all can come back together because they didn't really work on themselves. Okay. I'm seeing the Three of Cups back to back twice after seeing the Six of Cups. So I feel like that's indefinite if somebody feels like they ready to, work on moving things to the next level and taking things to a higher level commitment. And they ready to settle down. Somebody that looked at themselves or they feel like they're going to do the work to, change the things that they need to change. And they coming back to be better than ever. And they feel like they want to impress you. Because for some of y'all, y'all ain't got no kid with them yet. And they feel like they don't want to be without y'all, or they ain't got to settle down with y'all, or they ain't made y'all they misses, and they want that. So they gonna do whatever work it takes and requires in order for them to come as a real person, because that's what you are. And the feather just flew into my card. So I feel like for some of y'all got some type of blessing or luck that's coming in, or y'all got an ancestor with y'all or an angel who gonna be